Hello, welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Tribe. My name is Jay, and today I'll be taking you through a quick tutorial of how to get into your crow or how to improve your crow Bakasana position. So we're going to start laying on your back, and we're just going to start drawing your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Maybe you circle out your hips a little bit, just helping our lower back to relax. Keep your knees to your chest, and now reach your arms up and over your head, really extend. Then on your exhale, reach your arms forward, do a little bit of a crunch, draw your heart towards your knees. And now flatten the back, reach your arms up and over your head. And exhale, reach forward, draw your nose towards your knees, keep your knees together. Inhale, up and over, backs to palms to mat. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, reaching forward. Let's just do 3 more. You'll see my feet are flexed. I'm really using my exhale to shorten the distance between my knees and chest. I inhale to extend my spine. My low back is flat. Last time, deep breath in. Big exhale. Let's hold here. Now we're gonna keep our shoulders and arms like this. We're gonna inhale, extend your legs forward, point or flex your feet. Exhale, draw your knees towards your chest, doing the reverse action. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale. Exhale, try to keep your knees together. Inhale. Exhale, keep your low back flat. Keep reaching your arms forward, lifting your shoulders. You should automatically feel your core heating up. 3, 2, 1, hold it. Shorten the distance. Hug your knees to chest. Circle out. Good, rock forward and back, and come onto your hands, onto your knees. So to get into our crow, into our Bakasana, we're gonna need some wrist flexibility. It's such an important thing to have because without wrist flexibility, you're gonna have to use a lot more muscle. So coming onto your hands and knees, just start to circle out on your wrist. Making sure you're breathing really deeply. Make these circles nice and wide, switch directions. Just start shifting forward and back, and you'll see that my hands really flex. So I don't have flat palms. I'm pinching the mat, trying to draw all the energy inward. And think about trying to draw your hands towards each other, thumbs towards each other, almost like magnets. Good, pausing here, turn your hands side to side, start to rock side to side. If you're comfortable with this, move your hands closer together. Let's turn your hands around, fingers towards your knees. Warming up your wrist is the most important thing you can do for any inversion. Maybe lift your palms. Release your hands, flip your hands upside down. You can do one hand or both hands. Decompressing your wrist, drawing your shoulder blades back. You might lean forward and back. Make sure you're breathing. Switch hands if you're doing one hand at a time. And this would be my go-to wrist stretch. I recommend you find your own go-to wrist stretch so that anytime that your wrists give you trouble or hurting you, that you can take a break and give them a big release. All right, release your hands, sit back onto your heels, just slightly roll out your wrist. Move them every direction, switch your hand grip, keep moving, awkward hand on top. Good, shake out your hands, roll them around, open your hands out wide, then close them tight. Open, close, open, close, open, close. See if you can speed it up a little bit, just turning on the muscles in your hands. Good. Let's come onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, let's pick up your knees into this bear position. Keep your knees nice and low, tuck your tail, lean forward through your chest. We want your shoulders to be at least over your fingertips, if not farther forward. As you inhale, extend your right leg back, keep your left knee bent. Exhale, draw your right knee to your right elbow, touch it. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, right knee, right arm, higher if you can. One more time, inhale back. Exhale, right knee, right armpit, can you pull it up? Good, back to your bear. Try the other side, inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, touch. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left armpit, lean forward. Good, back to your bear. And then let's sit back onto your heels for a ball squat. Draw your knees together. Take your hands to your heart. Shift your knees forward. Draw your shoulder blades back. We want to align your head over your tailbone. Deep breath in. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Twisting from our core, our center. Inhale to center. Exhale, take a twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop your heels. Reach your arms nice and forward. Inhale, lift your heels, hands to heart. Exhale, drop your knees as softly as you can. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, lean back, pick up your knees, ball squat. Good, on your exhale, take your hands down to the mat. So we want our arms to wrap in, our fingers to flex. And if you're new to crow, we want to stack your knees on your elbows, bone on bone. As you advance, you'll move your knees farther up your arms. So I'm going to bend my elbows just like your normal chaturanga. And I'm going to start to lean my heart forward. So here's layer one. You can always have your feet on a block or a block under your head for a little bit of support if you're afraid of face planting. Gaze is forward. That's most important. If I look forward, not only will I land on my feet, but it also trusts my weight forward in my hands. If I look back, I'm more likely to roll onto my back and eat it. So I bend my elbows. I push myself forward. Maybe you hug one heel to your butt. Maybe you hug both heels to your butt. Touch your toes. Flex your fingers. Keep your elbows in tight. The wider your elbows, the more likely of a wrist injury or a collapse. So if you're already comfortable in your crow, start to take your knees higher up on your arms and think it's not just your arms, it's not just your legs, both of them are pulling in together. So now my knees are gonna go into my triceps. I'm gonna look forward, I'm gonna pull my heels to my butt, and it's a counterbalance. You'll see my head goes a little bit lower. Good. If you're comfortable, you can hold that 10 to 30 seconds. Maybe you start to work towards your crane. We want to get our knees as high up to our armpits as we can. And you can do a push-up from crow to crane. I'm going to start my crane. I'm going to lower to my crow. I'm going to push back up to my crane. So knees in my armpits. I'm going to start out with straight arms. I'm flexing my fingers. I'm leaning forward. I hug my heels to my butt. I'm going to bend my elbows. I'm going to take a deep breath in. On my exhale, I'm going to straighten my arms, crane. I'll inhale down, exhale up. Good. You'll naturally start to slide down. So it's a lot of core work to keep lifting your hips. That's great for your handstand practice. Final thing we can work on today is your float back. Crow to chaturanga is not as hard as it looks. So I start in my crow, and I'm just gonna have my knees on my elbows. Basic position. I'm gonna lean forward, I'm gonna look forward, toes touching. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I'm gonna look extra far forward. I'm gonna exhale, squeeze my knees together, and you might belly flop. You might drop your knees to the ground. That's part of the learning process. When we squeeze our knees together, your legs should naturally just shoot behind you. Land in low plank, it'll absorb the shock rather than trying to stay in your high plank. So I'll show you one more time. I start in my crow, I lean forward, legs up. I take a deep breath in, look extra far forward. I exhale, shoot my legs back, low plank. And I'll up dog. And exhale, drop down onto your heels. Take a few breaths. Stretch out your wrist. Warming up your core, warming up your wrist is such an important part of finding a successful inversion. Like I said, if you're new to this, Get something that your head can rest on, a pillow or a block, so that you can start to trust yourself more onto your hands and come out of your feet. Thanks so much for joining me today.